Well, I haven't played this in a couple of days, and boy, I have a whole lot of resources now. Time for me to do maybe something. Let's see, extra asteroid rewards. Ooh. Sound effects are a little loud. Can I change that sound? Sounds volume. Yep. I don't know why that went up, but there we go. Okay. Let's see, pride and accomplishment, extra academy production. The problem is almost all of this stuff is probably not going to be that helpful. Let's grab the best defense. Anything that helps me with my ships. Unlocks expeditions to the space wilderness. Outskirts of the galaxy with incessant conflict. Let's see, what else do we have? Fuel production. It looks like the rest of these are all production based. Grab those. I mean, I think I have enough resources for every bit of tech. Okay. Oh, they also updated the game, so they added some new stuff. Right! It actually emailed me, telling me about some stuff. We can also make some lunch boxes. But I don't think I've got space for it. So, first and foremost, honestly, let's just work on capturing a thing. I was probably going to go for this, get another ship, get some land particle generators, cool. And, frankly... Oh, is this a swarm one? So we might actually want to bring some porcupines. Oh. How much space do I have? There we go. That should work. Okay. Well, while this goes on, let's just dive in harder into some incremental soup. Because, yeah, I could take a more active role in the combat here, and it probably actually would help a lot. But I could also just go elsewhere, manage some things. I don't want to mute when not focused, because I want to alt-tab. I'm just gonna... turn on display capture so you guys can see this. Work on a campfire party. I'd forgotten to do that one. Gosh, what other soup is there? There's a lot of soup likes that I can just throw onto this mix if I really want to get hella soupy. Tempting. I think first and foremost, where's my academies? Let's get them all up to like 150, because my metal production. My academies are definitely the weakest point of my production. I need so much knowledge. I do actually also need a lot of fuel, but I need less. There we go. And how are these doing? Because I did get an asteroid harvester. Ooh, pricey. How do I have so much energy production? Oh, it's because I got all of those new sciences, which probably gave me a ton. Oh. I think we're winning. Is this a boss? I think it is. Oh no, fight 3 out of 20, level 20. Okay, never mind. Apparently this just takes a while. Is the real answer. Alright, get out of here. I'll go back to managing everything. How much candy could I get? Oops. Guess I can't ascend while we're dealing with that. Things at 150? Almost. Great, these are the rest of the way. Research lab. I guess I could have actually waited for that, but whatever. Let's see. Anything else I was going to do? Back to this. Yeah, I could go switch to other games, but meh. I think I'll be okay with this. I think I just want to set this one up, and then maybe once the enemy combat gets a little too hard, then we consider resetting. Ooh. Yeah, because honestly, bringing some porcupines here might have actually been the better choice. There's just enough enemies that this is taking a while. Let's see. You can see your candy if you hover over it. Ah, okay. Let's see. What does that do? Oh, right. That just duplicates the projectiles. Maybe that's fine. Sending right now would give you 43,000 candy. Huh. Alright, cool. This is quickly becoming kind of like Leaf Blower Revolution, where I can just, leave the game running for a while and come back to just, like, gobs of meta currency. It's not like, it's not quite like... Oh, what game was it? Realm Grinder, where you have to take a much more aggressive and active approach. Though I kind of appreciate that aggressive and active approach, because there's so much that I can do with it. Because I find the inactive approach... the more inactive an incremental game is, the less interest I have in it, to be honest. Like, I'd love to be more invested, but it's kind of one of those where it takes a lot of effort to be interesting when nothing is going on, when you're just watching numbers go up. Like, I have a lot of respect for people that can make that kind of content actually worth watching, but like, from my perspective, every time I've ever given it a shot, I usually just end up like kind of going into podcast mode. Part of the reason why I go on like very, very long rants when I was playing Vampire Survivors. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. It was getting to be a bit much. Because Vampire Survivors, there's not a whole lot going on in it, fairly consistently. And it's kind of one of those where it's just like, well, what do you do? Well, you kind of wait to win. The answer is, you just ramble about stuff. And, you know, that could be kind of fun. It can also be very repetitive in a very negative way. Let's throw some Realm Grinder in this. Yeah, they're fun in their own right. They are. Though, I find it can be a bit of a trap. Because sometimes, like, topics remain a little heavy. In a way that not everybody might be interested in listening to. Oh god, where was I? Oh my, what happened? Oh right, because we're on Reincarnation 9. I don't even know where I'm at in Realm Grinder. I am places. Did we just excavate like a gazillion times? Cool. Abdicate and then just reincarnate again. What does this net me? 10 reincarnations. I do not know what reincarnation 10 unlocks, unless it doesn't unlock anything, which is entirely possible. Right. It does certainly help when you actually, you know. There you go. Anything else to do? Nope, not really. I guess probably just abdicate. Maybe not immediately. How's this doing? How's my fleet health? It could be a bit better. I should probably grab a couple of these. Though honestly, I'm gonna like just go down to it at a moment. Might have added a new bonus. I should probably have checked. Maybe it says if I like hover over it. No, it does not. That's okay. Abdicate immediately. Immediately go druid again. I know what this score is. I should probably actually maybe not go druid first time around. Grab those. The amusing part about most incremental soup is it actually just quickly devolves into, hey, but what if I played a bunch of Realm Grinder on the side? Because that's like the one incremental game that I'm actively playing, I think. Because it's just inactive enough that I can kind of let it run for a bit, come back, add a couple of upgrades, or I can go like full active and do a lot of management. Whereas like Orb of Creation requires a lot of very consistent and active play, which is good. I rather appreciate that. Let's see. Where are we in this mix? Slow. Let's see. Wonder if you heard of Your Chronicle. You could add that to Incremental Soup. I gave it a trial run. It felt like a kind of inferior version of Arcanum. I don't know if it was translation, but there was a lot of just kind of like odd bits where I was just like, what does any of this mean? You know, just trying to navigate the menu feels kind of awkward in a way that actually really makes me want to try my hand at making one of these at some point. I have no idea how complex they are. Obviously, this one probably takes a little bit more doing. because there's an active combat system, but, you know, Arcanum or Your Chronicle maybe are more feasibly doable. Wow. Shit just shoots up at this point. Let's go maybe with this. There we go. Kind of keep buying everything. I want to get the better spell casting upgrades at some point so I can actually, you know, let this run more actively, but still. Let's see. But yeah, there's a lot of incremental games that I kind of want to mix in, but they're kind of slow. The problem is a number of them are not much to look at. So, like, Rakanishu, great game, but it is just pure text. Same thing with Arcanum and Your Chronicle, and it's like, they're great. I enjoy playing them on the side. I have serious questions about whether or not they're, like, watchable content from, like, a YouTube perspective. And if I wasn't about to move entirely across the country, I think I'd be trying harder to care. But like right now, I'm just kind of in like whatever happens, happens mode. Oh gosh, I'm sure at this point many of you guys probably know exactly what like burnout is, just because it's kind of this shared community thing that we're all just dealing with nowadays. But you know, obviously I'm burnt out. A lot of people are burnt out. Did they actually take out one of my wasps? Or did I only bring three along? I thought I brought 4. Could be wrong. Let's see. What game was that? Rakanishu? Yeah. Let me find it. It's on another tab. Here it is. Brought him over to my other monitor. Rakanishu. I haven't actually started Shark Game yet. Rakanishu is another one that's really good. It's just rakanishu.netlify.app, which, like, that's a bit of a sketchy URL if you ask me, but whatever. I should probably start investing into energy, because I think I was going to try and unlock Sorceress at level 12. Yeah, I should work on that. Oh well. But Rakanishu is a really solid incremental game, effectively, that is a incremental take on Diablo 2. And it's like one for one. It just uses the exact same locations and characters and NPCs and gear and stuff. It actually works like rather well because it's kind of cool. Let's see. Search forest, use lookout. I think we built the lookout, yeah? Yeah. But so Rakanishu is kind of compelling because one of the biggest points of contention I take, I think, with a lot of incremental games is that there's very rarely player choice. You know, that for the most part, when you're playing an incremental or an idle game, you're usually just kind of doing the same thing. So for Realm Grinder, there is actually a decent chunk of personal choice that I rather respect. Much of it is just choosing, you know, what factions to use and how to upgrade them. And that actually makes it quite compelling because there's kind of that feeling of like picking and choosing, you know, my build, my knowledge, my efficiency is what carries me forward. Whereas, the other day we at least tried NGU Idle, and maybe it gets a lot more interesting as you go along, but it seemed like for the most part the game was just about watching big number go up. And I think that's actually the least compelling part about most of these games. You know, I could easily just play Blip Blop if I wanted to. It is a legitimate incremental game. It's actually probably one of the ones I put the most amount of time into as a joke. But most tend to be very linear in an uninteresting way. That Orb of Creation being, what, the second or third incremental game that I started really putting my time into, actually kind of ruined the genre for me. Lazy Galaxy ain't bad just because there's an active play system, which I kind of appreciate. Yeah, mercs are even more pick and choose. And there's so many crafts I had to start before... Wait, oh no, that's a separate thing. But yeah, pick and choose, and then research is also rather pick and choose, but later. Yeah, I think I'm getting closer to research, but I don't quite know. But having that level of, like, I can control what my build is going to be and what I'm doing, and the path that I choose through this incremental game is really what makes the difference between a good one and a bad one. That's not entirely true. There's a couple that, like, kind of ride the line. So for, well, I mean, to bring up Realm Grinder, you know, all of these buildings that I just built, I actually really wish I could just turn on, like, an auto buy for all of them and just, like, never look at that again, because it has no bearing on what I'm doing apart from unlocking the next tier of thing. But you could almost automate a lot of the immediate gameplay for Realm Grinder. Or at least, like, the baseline gameplay. Maybe you do. And even for, like, this one, for example, you know, most of the most compelling thing is really the battles and, like, getting through. The actual base management is just like, how much money do I have, and how much power can I buy up, and how many more structures can I get? I wish there was a buy all building mode. Yeah, I was looking into it. You can do control shift to, like, buy all of the category, which goes a very, very long way. But fundamentally, it still ends up being kind of slow and repetitive. You know, just kind of building up. And luckily all the reincarnation bonuses, you know, really do just offset any amount of drudgery. No, we don't have the next one. It's fine. Just because things go so much faster. I think it's also, I'm a little biased, largely just due to the fact that I have that starting bonus. Are these guys pretty much dead? Yeah, they're just getting shredded. Let's just forfeit. There's no way we're beating this level. Let's see. We'll just wait for that to go. Because the actual resource and management here is nothing. I've noticed, you know, almost all of the research is just like 10% all production per location acquired. Like, it's fine, but rarely does it actually open up a whole lot here. But the fact that there is active combat goes so far. I know there's also stuff that you can do with the, like, asteroid clicking that is kind of worth it, but eh. Where are we on this? Just going. I'm just gonna wait for my launch pad to come back, and we'll just chuck ourselves back into the fray. How much do I need for this? 56. Let's just abdicate. Or maybe just tax collect a bunch. Oh, nope, there it is. Perfect. That makes my life easier. Because, yeah, once I can get up to gold autocasting, life gets a lot easier for me. Approaching Ascension 2 and Realm Grinder, and I mildly dread it. I haven't even touched Ascension. I don't even know what that's going to net me. But once again, I do have the gifts, which makes life so much easier. Let's see. I was wondering when you were going to do more Risk of Rain 2. You know, I don't know. Probably not until April. I do want to just... Why are porcupines so much more expensive to level up? I guess it's because they've gotten AoE. But I think I'd actually just be better off with five wasps a shooting. They do take more damage, but they also clear through my enemies, I think, a little faster. I could be wrong. Let's see. Is there something happening with Risk of Rain in April? Nope. I'm just going to be available again in April. Like I said, I've been saying it a bunch, that I'm prepping to move, and moving is always kind of this, like, weird, dicey venture as, like, a content creator, because, you know, for most people, when you take a day off, you know, your job doesn't go anywhere. Cripes. The swarm is actually causing issues. They don't have any healing, but I need to kill... I need to kill the summoner ships, otherwise, like, I'm in trouble? Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if there's any of my own ships that have an AoE. I guess that's why you want the porcupine. There we go. Let's see. Wait, are you doing 2 incrementals at the same time? 3. Whoa, you can zoom out in here? I've got 3. I could bump it up to like 5 if I really wanted to. And I mean, I guess I am. Because if we go back to Rakanishu, looks like I got wrecked in the burial grounds somewhere along the way. Could really start investing in magic missile. I think that's what I need. But I gotta cast it like 50 times. Oof. Let's see, how's this doing? I have no idea. Did we get it? Or are we still kind of punching through this same group? No, this is a new group. We actually managed to kill it. It took some doing, though. I don't know if we're gonna beat this one, though. Like, we're kind of keeping up. No. We'll be able to beat this one. I just actually have to remember to heal some of my dudes. This one might blow up before it. Nope. Damn it. Yeah, the problem is the plovers are extremely durable. But the wasps, not so much so. There we go. We have another one of these that looks vulnerable. Yes. Okay, got it. And then we'll just bop out. And then probably forfeit. Because the next level is probably going to be a bit of a doozy. We're probably going to want to go for some candy after this. Just to, yeah, just to ascend. Because I could just keep waiting, but I'm sure the next round's going to be even faster. Back here, I'm just gonna mash magic missile on everything. Because I gotta cast it a bunch of times and get to level 12. Well, I'm out of juice. I guess I could probably also grab reward, search for Kane, do some other things. Let's go back here. Hirelings. They're all fighters. What I want is a fast healing seller. That'd be great. You know what? I'm just gonna grab this. Go back to her. Enabled. Sell. Normal items below 100. There we go. 'Cause I'm pretty sure I left this running for like hours. Yep, that's a problem. On the plus side, at some point I'm going to come back to this, or I'm going to take a look at some of this and be like, wow. I think I can just win now. Let's put the dagger back. Oh, my... let's take out the wool set of regeneration. I don't think that's actually that good. I think it's good, but it's not, like, amazing. And I can use a short staff, but I gotta be level... much higher level, and I think the regular variety isn't actually that good. Let's see. Burning Amulet of the Bat. I mean, there's all sorts of goodies. But, let's go back here. Go back here. If you're wondering why I'm playing so many different incremental games, it's because for the most part, many incremental games tend to be a little bit, slow. There's not a whole lot going on. And while I could do more with it, you know, I could focus on one at a time. There's such a huge aspect of waiting that I'd almost rather just bounce between each of them kind of randomly instead. Because when it boils down to it, I get a lot more done this way. Sure, I'm not focused on one thing, but I get a lot done all the same. I think when I'm done with this, once I've tried practically every incremental game in existence, I think I might sit down and actually come up with the rules and mechanics for incremental soup. I might need your help with that. You know, effectively, what it would be a pathway to getting into incremental games in a satisfying manner. Jesus Christ, this is excessive. I might not actually be able to clear this. Well, we could just reset for candy and just call it, just start building back up again. Because I was thinking I could just conquer this no problem, but it is not going down without a fight. Now, if I can take out even a couple of these spawners. Then this whole thing opens up a lot more. Main worry would just be losing my couple of wasps that are having a bad day. There we go. I'll have to forfeit again. But yeah, it would be kind of interesting, you know, you start on Realm Grinder or something, and then once you've hit, like, Reincarnation 2... Actually, no, you probably start with Incremental, you just start going. And then after you build your first hut, then you unlock Realm Grinder. Then once you've unlocked Realm Grinder, maybe you also get Perfect Tower. And a couple other things. Let's see. We have make a stone house. Cool. Have I lost one? No, I think I still have them. We're just taking some damage. It doesn't help that the suiciders do a lot of damage. Yeah, they do. They're very rude. I actually have to actively play here. Maybe I should grab the ship that specifically gives me active fire control. Oof. Lost one. Okay, this one is low on HP. Okay, there we go. Well, at least we got 2 out of this. Still hurts, but still. Incremental soup speedruns could be interesting. Could be. Ugh. My only fear is that I'm going to introduce people into destroying their lives for a while. That's one thing I'm always a little leery of. Oh, I might as well just forfeit. There's no way I'm getting through this. I'm always just a little leery as a content creator of, like, introducing people a little bit too much into certain things, just because, like, you know, for me, I can afford to get incredibly deep in a game and have no problem with going out of my way, like, to play, like, a ton of X or Y game, potentially finishing it or something like that, because, you know, it's part of my job. It's easy to dedicate the time to it. And, well, there's a couple of things that I definitely feel like I might be shooting my foot by shooting myself in the foot by doing. There's still kind of that feeling of, like, you know, whatever I'm up to is generally kind of okay. I should probably stop going for the Titan bloodline so I can get that extra mana regen now I'm thinking about it. But at the same time, kind of a structure to all of it wouldn't be bad. The other problem is there's a couple of outliers that I would include in incremental, or that I would love to include in incremental soup that I think I wouldn't. Maybe. Because, like, Orb of Creation is one of those that you very actively play, for better or worse. Uh, I'm supposed to have like 5 wasps, but I only ever see 4. I'm wondering if one of them actually gets wrecked much sooner and I just don't notice. Actually does look like one of them starts taking a lot more damage than the rest. I'm just gonna focus fire this dude in the back. Because if he goes down, then we can start clearing everything up. Maybe. We'll see. I should just kind of chuck these around. Yeah, what are some other incremental games that I haven't tried yet? Because I did Idle Wizard, but I found that to be too idle. Which actually would not be bad from an incremental soup perspective. That if I wanted to mix in like dozens of incremental games, the more idle, the better. From my perspective, I need something a little bit more active just to be interesting. But if I want to soup it, the reverse is almost better. Anti-idle and prosperity. Okay. I think anti-idle I was a little bit leery of, purely from the perspective of it was like a download from somebody's Google Docs or Google Drive, which like that just in this modern day and age, that's spooky. NGU as well. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna recommend NGU. I think NGU is the kind of thing that you get into if you want to. My problem with it mostly boils down to it's real ugly in a way that like I almost wish it had been text-based and not as crass. Like earlier somebody had me laughing because immature humor, but at the same time, like as a content creator, I feel like I'm somewhat necessitated in being a little bit more highbrow-ish. Which one of these has the least amount of HP? You do. Like, I don't have to. It's not required, and YouTube generally doesn't give a shit. But some part of me just feels kind of weird and guilty. Download from Google Drive is sus. What? There's a Unicode character that looks like an Among Us? What? That's a thing? Holy shit, this guy has just chewed through my dudes. No amount of healing. Wow, they're gone. Alright. This is gonna take some doing, or I'm not gonna be able to do it at all. There's also the kitchens. Huh. It's a Mormon symbol. Interesting. I actually didn't know Mormons had unique symbols of that variety. Okay, let's just keep filling this out. Because we're getting close to the point where I can merc. I'm pretty sure I haven't done any of the previous challenges on Realm Grinder. Which means I should probably, once we've set up Lazy Galaxy, what I might want to do is actually actively switch over to Realm Grinder so we can grab some of these. Let's get up to Reincarnation 11. Before we do, that way I can get a bunch of challenges done all at once, I think. Because that's Reincarnation 9, but that way I can work on getting dwarves, all of the prestige faction bonuses. Okay, big recommendations also. Progress Knight, Idle Monsters, Incremental Epic Hero, World of Talesworth, Guild Quest, Religious Idol, God Awful Clicker, and Civ Clicker. Cripes. How many of those are web games? How many of those are mobile games? Because that's the one thing I get stuck on. Because, well, Yeah, let's just go all wasp. Honestly, maybe what I should be doing is... Oh my god, they just shredded them. I might not actually be able to do this. Let's try that again, though, but only shotgun the boss. They're all web, but I'm not sure... I'm not sure how many can be played on mobile. Gotcha. Unfortunately, I feel like the path to incremental soup is going to be a little long. I'm probably going to have to do quite a lot. Let's wait for one more cycle on this one. You know, I should probably actually move all of these over to, like, Firefox or something. It's my... Oh! Shit's paused when I'm in my inventory. That's what's going on. Progress Night is web, but I recommend PK2 fork over PK1. Or are they all, Are they all, like, open source or something? I guess it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if they were. Let's see, oh gosh. I've got 100 mana potions because of just grinding, so I might as well just wipe that out. So what's going on? Incremental soup. We've fallen into this hole yet again. Okay, there we go. And where's the boss? There he is. It seems like my best bet is just to pummel him. Or die. Wow, I didn't even get him halfway down. Never mind. Hey. Oh boy. What is Space Wilderness Combat? Oh, just accrue additional experience? Well, alright. We'll send them out for that. But if it's what I think it is, then I might just reset. Because as much as I like Lazy Galaxy, there's definitely kind of this feeling of just like, you set it up and then you just peace out for a while. The active gameplay is nice, but the biggest problem is just the resources don't support it. We gotta get way more candy.